What's going on, trainers? I have realized I've been covering this game exclusively for 3 months now, and there's one feature in particular that has some pretty good rewards, and it's a pretty good challenge as well, that I just have not covered yet on the channel, so I wanted to right that wrong today. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the Black Pagoda Temple. What the heck am I talking about? Let's go ahead and dive into it. So the Black Pagoda Temple will be located, depending on what season you're playing. If you're playing in Season 2, it will be in Munchak Town. And if you're playing in Season 1, it will be in Summerdale Harbor. Now, essentially, this is a second battle pass for the game, but it is combined with the game's roguelike system. So what you're going to do, excuse me, what you would do is you will encounter this tower, and you will take it floor by floor, and you will be able to get various buffs and stuff on your runs, and they will help you to increase, what floor you can challenge. There are pretty decent rewards. It's nothing too crazy. There's going to be an exclusive outfit for the Black Pagoda every season, as well as there's some more battle passes, and there's a lot of skill coins as well as supplements. And then additionally, if I haven't won you over already when it comes to the Black Pagoda being worth doing, I believe it's once a week, based on your ranking with the Black Pagoda, you will also receive awards like star gems and stuff like that. So it's worth your time. It's worth doing. Long term, the Black Pagoda, I think, is more of like a pride thing. It's more of a long-term goal for you to complete with Kardmi. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever been past like floor 20. And it's not that it's that hard, it's that I just forget about it, and I think a lot of other players do too, and that is why I wanted to make this video, to kind of put a spotlight on it and kind of showcase some more of Seven Pirates' hard work in the Black Pagoda, because it is a lot of fun to play. It's just there's so many other things in Kardmi to do that I feel like it's kind of overshadowed. So let's talk a little bit about the Black Pagoda itself and what you'll be doing. So obviously, like I said, you're going to be challenging each floor from floor 1 up to 100. And the mechanics work like this. You go in with a set team. You obviously bring whatever Kardmi you want to bring in with you. There's no limitations. However, understand that when you go in, like for example, I challenged today. So whatever Kardmi I brought with me today, if I log back in tomorrow, 24 hours afterwards, I will have, within 24 hours, I will have to use that same team. Until that 24-hour period is over, you can't be like, oh, well, I caught this really cool Kardmi out in the wild, and I wanted to try it out in the Black Pagoda, and continue on where I left off at. It's not how it works. If you wanted to throw a new Kardmi in there that you caught that was not a part of your team, originally when you challenged that day, you have to start your run over for the day. So typically you can leave the Black Pagoda, and you have up to 3 times you can come back in a day. So that's something to consider every time you leave the Black Pagoda. How many times you want to leave, how long do you have to play, and how long do you want to allocate, like I said, to the Pagoda in a given run, because you can only go back 3 times a day. And then after 24 hours, your runs refresh. You can bring whatever kind of Kardmi in. Like I said, once your runs refresh, then you have a whole new opportunity to bring in a new team, lock them in for another 24 hours, and then you have 3 more runs to do. Like I said, I think it's a fun in-game challenge to do. Really push yourself and see how far up the ladder you can get in terms of the Pagoda. When you defeat a floor, it will give you, this is where the roguelike comes in, it'll give you an option of different perks. It'll give you 5 tickets per floor, and you can use those tickets to get a perk. It'll give you normally a list of 3 for any standard floor, and then on boss floors, it gives you much wider range. So with the standard perks you can have common, uncommon, rare, and the highest tier is peerless, which is like the legendary perks. Now, typically, this is an insider tip that I normally do. I normally don't even worry about common perks unless I just see one that could be a little bit useful and I don't already have any perks running. I typically like to save my tickets for uncommons or rares or even the peerless. And that's definitely what I recommend you guys do as well. That way you're not wasting your tickets, and that way I find that it helps me get a little further when I am playing the Pagoda. Like I said, I hadn't made it super far, but it's not because I couldn't, it's just because I forgot about it. I just got caught up doing other things. But like I said, definitely I recommend saving your tickets. Every 5th floor, like the one I'm on here, will be a boss floor. And you'll know it's a boss floor because like the color of the floor will kind of change. It'll be like a purplish color. And then it'll be like the duality NPC. And then you'll have a much wider range, as you see here, of options to get for in terms of perks for your runs. Sometimes you'll get lucky and there will be a peerless that pops off, and I definitely recommend grabbing them if you have the tickets for them. They're pretty much always worth your time. If you don't have a peerless or any other good perks that you want after a boss run, you can either save your tickets or you can press the refresh button for 5 tickets and try to re-roll and see if we can get a peerless then. The thing that's also nice about the boss floors is typically when you defeat a regular floor, regardless how many tickets you have, you can only purchase 1 perk. When you hit a boss floor, if you saved up your tickets, you can buy as many perks as there are available, provided you have the tickets to purchase them with. So that's another effective strategy about saving up your tickets, especially for those boss floors. But moving on from there, there's another mechanic that I want to talk about, and then I want to bring up some ideas that I think can improve the Pagoda in future seasons. So the last mechanic are these things called like the souls, and every floor that you clear on a run that you haven't cleared before, you will get some of the Pagoda souls. And what it is basically it's a progression system. So not all of the Black Pagoda is a roguelite. You do keep some progress, and basically this is a currency that you can use in terms of the Black Pagoda that will allow you to generate permanent buffs. Like you can increase your stats for your Kardmi, increase like how many different perks will drop for you on certain floors and things like that. And that can be found as soon as you like interface with the Black Pagoda, whether you, like when you see the page for like doing your runs and whatnot and checking your challenges and stuff, you'll see a little flame type symbol that will show exactly what it is. Also, real quick, it's important to mention that there typically is always some kind of modifier going with the Pagoda that will modify your runs in some way, give certain types of card different buffs. But that's just a little thing I just wanted to add. That just something that just hit me that something I just remembered about. But let's go ahead and talk about some of my ideas I think that could improve the Pagoda going forward in the future. And I think my favorite idea, and I'm not sure that it would ever get added, but my favorite idea is they add the ability to co-op. I think co-op is something that I've wanted in the game for a long time since I started playing. Co-oping the Black Pagoda, I think, would be a ton of fun. It would be something that could really help you and your significant other, friend, whatever, help bond, help you come up with some really good strategies for challenging some of the arena leaders as well as the Elite Four. So I think that would be really, really cool to allow you to take on the Pagoda together, squad up, just be able to shoot the shit, join a group, and then tackle these floors together to see how far you and your friend or your significant other, like I said, can actually make it up in the tower. The other idea, and I'm not really sure how it would work, but I think it's a cool idea in practice, would be like kind of like an endless mode. Say you got to floor 100, maybe you could actually continue to challenge the Pagoda and go even higher than floor 100, and this would just be for bragging rights. You know how like the season past level 62, there's really no reward. So the fantasy bait, you could do something similar here, where there's just a repeating reward after level 100, but it's just bragging rights. People look on the scoreboard and say, hey, what level is this person on the Pagoda? What floor have they gotten to? And you're sitting there at like 115 or something. I think that would be a lot of fun, and it'd be cool for the community to really see how high people can get, and just the certain power levels that people can reach. But I would love to know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd like to know if you guys have challenged Pagoda, what the highest floor you guys have gotten to is. And definitely let me know, would you guys like to see a multiplayer co-op function in the Black Pagoda? Because one thing I've kind of learned about this community, this game in general, is we have to be loud, we have to be vocal about the things that we want, and if co-op is something that we want in this game, for the Pagoda, for any other kind of mode, we really need to make sure the devs understand that, because there's not a whole lot of co-op options in this game, even though it's supposed to be an MMO. So make you guys' voices heard, make it loud, And thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one.